Brand new mowers are sitting on dealer lots right now with dust on the seats and flat spots pressed into the tires, and nobody is reaching for the price tag. 10 distinct machines are doing this in 2026. And here's the part that surprises people. It's almost never the engine. The engine is usually the healthiest thing on the whole machine. What actually kills these sales is a small sealed box bolted between the rear wheels, along with a warranty written in hours instead of years, and a sticker price that's climbed faster than anything inside the machine got better. So here's what you get. 10 machines going stale on lots across the country, exactly what's wrong with each one, and what it costs you the day the warranty runs out. Stick around, because one manufacturer's own service manual says two opposite things about the same part in the same paragraph. Every year the price goes up. The parts you're allowed to touch go down. A riding mower is 3 systems pretending to be one machine. There's the engine, which turns fuel into spinning. There's the deck, which is a steel box that makes wind. And there's the drive, which takes that spinning and turns it into you moving forward at walking pace with 600 pounds under you. Those 3 age at completely different rates, and the price of the machine is decided almost entirely by the third one, the one nobody looks at. On a hydrostatic mower, the drive is a small hydraulic pump pushing oil against a small hydraulic motor. No gears grinding through ratios, just fluid being shoved. It works beautifully right up until that oil gets hot, thin, and full of aluminum glitter. Then the pump is trying to push something that's half foam, and foam doesn't push. You feel that as a whine going up your hill, and a machine that climbs fine in the morning and refuses by mid-afternoon. Number 1 on the lot, the entry-level 42-inch single-cylinder tractor in the $2,400 to $2,600 neighborhood. Every brand has one. Hydrostatic pedals, a stamped hood, a reasonable machine that cuts grass fine on flat ground. The problem is what's between the rear wheels. This price band runs a sealed transaxle with no drain plug. To change the oil, you pull the whole unit out of the tractor and drain it through the vent. The spec calls for a 5-weight 50 synthetic, which tells you exactly how hard that fluid is working. And the coverage on that tractor is 2 years or 120 hours, whichever comes first. Mow an acre, and you're burning 30 to 40 hours a season. The warranty is gone in 3 or 4 summers, right as the expensive part enters its risk window. Number 2, the manual gear drive 42-inch tractor. Foot clutch, 6 or 7 forward speeds, a couple $100 less than the hydro. Buyers hear the word clutch and picture themselves stalling on a hill, so they walk past it. What they're missing is that the gearbox underneath is dumber, tougher, and cheaper to fix than the hydro sitting right next to it. It's the most underrated machine on this entire lot. Number 3, the 30-inch rear engine rider. This is a legitimately useful little machine. Engine behind you, tiny footprint, fits through a gate, turns in a driveway. If you've got 1/3 of an acre with a lot of fence, it's arguably the right answer, but it lands in the worst possible spot on the price map. It costs real money, often a couple thousand and up, and the customer standing next to it can see a 42-inch tractor 20 feet away for a few hundred more. Deck width wins that argument every single time, whether it should or not. These machines also carry a reputational hangover. There was a recall on a popular rear engine rider a few years back that put this whole category in the news for the wrong reasons, and small towns have long memories about that kind of thing. Number 4, and this is the big one on the lots, the entry residential zero-turn in the $3,700 to $4,000 range. These look like the deal of the century. A well-known 42-inch model in this class runs a 21.5 horsepower twin, dual hydrostatic drive, 7 miles an hour forward, a 2-inch square tubular frame with real corrosion coating. That's a genuinely decent spec sheet. The warranty is 3 years with no hour cap, meaningfully better than the 120-hour deal 1 aisle over. So, why is it sitting? 2 reasons. First, this price point uses an integrated sealed transaxle on each side, and the entry-level units in this category have a long, documented reputation for going soft somewhere between 250 and 400 hours when they're worked on slopes. That's forum-sourced, not laboratory-sourced, and worth flagging as such. The spec sheets in this class routinely won't even name the drive unit. Horsepower, deck gauge, seat width, cup holders, then silence exactly where the most expensive failure lives. Second reason is simpler. The customer for a $4,000 zero-turn usually has 2 acres and a slope, and he's already heard from a neighbor that these don't love hills. Number 5. The battery zero-turn in the $6,000 to $7,000 range. I want to give these a fair shake, because the pricing alone is a horror show for anybody who paid full freight. One of the leading 52-inch battery zero-turns launched around $7,000. It got publicly discounted to $6,500, then to just under $6,000. And in the summer of 2025, people were photographing them on clearance racks at $1,750. $1,750 on a machine with a nearly $7,000 tag. Think about what that does to a dealer. Every unit still on his floor is now worth whatever the last clearance photo says it's worth. That's not a mower problem, that's a market that hasn't decided what these things cost yet, and buyers can smell that indecision from the parking lot. To be fair to the machines themselves, they cut fine. Quiet, instant torque, no carburetor to gum up over winter. Runtime is the honest limit. Figure a couple of acres on a charge on flat, dry grass, less in thick or wet stuff, and plan on 3 to 4 hours to recharge. Half an acre, that's plenty. 5 acres, you're buying a very expensive way to mow in shifts. Number 6, the battery lawn tractor. Same story, smaller numbers. One popular 42-inch electric tractor went from $4,000 to $3,500 at a big box retailer inside a single season. And reviewers testing the larger 80-volt tractor have flagged fiddly deck height adjustment, which sounds minor until you're the one fighting with it every single week for an entire summer. These aren't bad machines. What's actually happening is their price hasn't stopped moving. And nobody wants to be the guy who bought last week and watched the number drop $200 a month later. That's 6 down, 4 to go, and we're about to get into the ones where somebody's floor plan is the actual problem, not the hardware. Coming up, the machine sitting on a lot right now under an open government recall notice, and the $6,000 tractor that's actually the smartest purchase nobody's making. Number 7, the steering wheel zero-turn. You've seen these. All-wheel steering, an actual wheel instead of lap bars, a slope rating up to 20 degrees, which is a genuinely clever piece of engineering. It drives the front wheels in sync with the rears instead of dragging them sideways. On paper, it solves the exact complaint that killed machine number 4. It sits anyway, and the reason has nothing to do with quality. It costs more than the lap bar version, and the customer can't quite tell what he's buying. He came in wanting a zero-turn because zero-turns are fast. Now there's a steering wheel in front of him, which looks like the tractor he was trying to upgrade out of, at a higher price than the lap bar model next to it. Resale is the other half of the problem. Nobody in his town owns one yet, so nobody knows what a used one is worth. Anything with an unknown resale number moves slowly, and dealers keep stocking them anyway, because the spec sheet is genuinely impressive. Number 8, and this one's a stocking mistake more than a machine problem. The 54 and 60-inch residential zero-turn, bought for a single acre. Big deck, big price, big margin, so it gets the floor space up front. Then the customer measures his side gate at 48 inches and walks away. A wider deck doesn't just cut faster, it also refuses to fit between the shed and the fence, scalps every crown in the yard, and needs somewhere to live come December. Dealers overorder deck width every single spring without fail. And every fall, those exact units are the ones still wearing plastic on the seat, untouched since the day they rolled off the truck. Coming up, the tractor that's actually the smartest money on the entire lot, and the machine sitting under an open recall notice right now, in a town near you. Number 9, the premium garden tractor at compact tractor money. Step up from the entry tractors and you land on the serious ones. Cast iron front axle, heavier frame, real hitch, a deck lift that doesn't fight you, and a price tag around $5,000 to $6,000. These are good machines. Some of the best built residential equipment made today lives in this band. The trouble is, what else $5,000 to $6,000 buys in 2026? It buys a used compact utility tractor with a loader, and a loader changes your life in a way a mower deck never will. It also buys 2 entry riders and a decent trailer. So the premium tractor gets admired, walked around, nodded at, and skipped over and over all season. By August, the dealer has 3 of them left and a sunburn stripe across the seat vinyl. Here's the quiet part. If you plan to keep a machine 15 years and you mow more than 2 acres, this is probably the smartest money on the entire lot. That doesn't stop it from sitting there. Being right and being sellable are two different jobs. Number 10. The unit with an open recall on it. This is the most literal version of rotting on a lot. In November of 2025, the Safety Commission published a recall on about 650 model year 2025 zero-turn mowers from one Arkansas builder across two model families because the steering arm dampers could be installed wrong, producing an unexpected bouncing motion and loss of control. 15 reports of it happening, one minor injury. The remedy is a free inspection and repair at the dealer. And I want to be fair, that's a small recall handled properly. But try selling one off a floor in a small county where everybody reads the same local feed. Those specific serial ranges become concrete blocks that don't move, no matter what the sticker says. And that brings us to the thread running through every single machine on this list. The word doing more damage to your wallet than any of them. Go read the service manual for one of the most common sealed transaxles on the market. In the same paragraph, it says, the unit is factory filled, sealed, and requires no oil maintenance. Then it says, in the event of oil degradation, changing the oil may relieve certain performance problems. Those two sentences cannot both be true. One is engineering, one is marketing. Here's the arithmetic. 2 quarts of synthetic is $30. A replacement transaxle is several hundred on a machine that costs $2,400. Before you buy, find the transaxle number, its fluid capacity, and whether it has a drain plug. Subscribe. More buyer breakdowns coming.